Looks like something is brewing in the crypto world because one of the Bitcoin mining stock kind of popped up on my scan, and so I took a look at it and I went to the list of the crypto, and I noticed something is pretty strange going on, and you might want to see this. Start off with this future contract here, and you can see I have the volume profile here, composite volume profile, and we see that right here is the most traded level right here since from here to the present. And it is somewhere around this 64,600 area, 64,005. And the area is also of interest is this resistance here, which is identified from a little bit of a low volume dent here. And if the price move above this 66,000 area there, 67, that could become interesting. It could come up to this 85 because that is when the next level where there's hardly any interest. Over here, we got a lot of interest buyer and seller that are willing to transact business. So we most likely will see a little bit of a chopping action, on the up and down. And that's basically what this means. So right now, we're basically watching this right here at the 67 level. If you could pop above the 67 level, then look out. I think Bitcoin might be doing a little run up to this 75 here. We got a little bit of a 75 level here as a potential resistance. And then the next big one is the 85,000. And here looking at the Bitcoin USD, the US dollar, and you can see it's also somewhere around the 64,000 is the most traded volume, the price level with the most traded volume since back here in January 26th, right? And right now we're basically coming up somewhere around this area here, 65,000. So if we pop above the 65,000, we could look at this thing come up to the 76. And also notice the recent volume. The relative volume is also greater than 1, and that means it's above average. And also the RSI is above this 50. That kind of indicating that there's some momentum is building on the upside. And here looking at Ethereum is also doing something here as well. You see right here is the value area low, and it is above this value area low coming back into this composite value area. But the most traded price level here is up at this 2068 area. So it got a little way to come up here. But the thing is, look at this. It just broke through this resistance, now turned into support, and that is somewhere around this 1800 area. So it'd be interesting right now. And look at this relative volume just recently is greater than 1.5 here, or at least 1.5 greater. And also the RSI is above the 50 mark. And it's been hovering above that 50 for quite a while throughout this entire stretch. So that means somebody is accumulating here. So that is a interesting thing to keep an eye on. Now here's one of the Bitcoin mining stock, Riot, and here look at here back here the relative volume is greater than 2. And let me see what this value is. I don't have a display, but anyway, it's somewhere around 4. So that's quite a large number here. And right now it is sitting just underneath that 1. But the thing is, the recent high volume indicating there's institution or big money activity is behind there somewhere, right? I mean, when it's down here, the big money is not selling when it's coming. When it's down here, they're selling when it's up here. So they are buying down here. So right now, we're basically looking at this thing sitting right above the point of control here, this composite point of control, and sitting at 60. I mean at 20. So it's been interesting. The next potential resistance level is up at 26. So right now, basically down here is potential support here, somewhere around the 18 level. So it seems like it's spacing here, trying to make a move. And if it's continuing to move up, we could see potentially up at this 26 area. If this relative volume, indicating some big money activity here, and it's kind of quietly accumulating down here. So keep an eye on this. This is the one that caught my attention today. Came up on my list. Look at this gap out. I didn't even realize that it was making this type of a move today. Look at that. What was that? It's up 14%. Holy crap. So although it's a low price stock, it's only down here at $3 level. But here's the little bit of a support area somewhere around this 250. So right now it's popping up and it could come up to this 350. Now if you're looking for a little bit of a pullback, any kind of pullback, and then maybe I take a to look at that as an opportunity and maybe go and take a position. So right now I don't have position on any of these things that I'm telling you in this video. And look at the relative volume. Whoa, it's 3.57 today, right? And the last couple of days, a couple sessions, the last 3 sessions. This right here above 1, and then this one 1.5. So these are pretty strong activity here based on this relative volume. And look at the RSI. RSI just come right up and cross over this 50. So definitely this is one to keep an eye on. At least I will be. And similarly for Bit Digital, this one is only $1.60. That's a low price. But in any case, you see that it's sitting somewhere around 150 and then kind of pop up. Look at the relative volume in the last 3-4 sessions. So this is pretty strong activity as well. And also the RSI is crossing up above the 50 level. So definitely this is another one to keep an eye on, and might come up to this maybe 2 and possibly 2.5. I mean, absolute dollar-wise, it sounds small, but if you look at the percentage-wise based on the relative price level. All right, here's another one, Marathon Holding. See that also got some pretty good relative volume here, and look at this back here. Right, although this right here is coming down, but right now once it kind of stabilizes here at this point of control here, you can see that it also pick up volume here, and definitely there has been a little bit of accumulation down here. So right now sitting somewhere around this $9 area, and also the point of control is somewhere around 1150, 1175. So definitely is another one to keep an eye on. And if you're looking for something like this, maybe it could come up, bounce, pull back a little bit and push up to this 15, 14 area. If it come back down, then hey, we're wrong. So take a loss and wait for the next opportunity. Now here's strategy. Well, he used to call MicroStrategy, so I guess they changed the name of it. I mean, that kind of tells you that how much I really follow the crypto. I did not trade crypto or follow crypto that much. It's just that, like I said earlier, the Hive stock kind of came up on my list on one of my scanners, and that kind of prompted me to go and take a look at it. And when I looking at the on my list of crypto stuff, then I noticed something interesting is seems to be brewing. So if you look at this relative volume in the last few sessions, it's also pretty high here. It's above average, right? It's 1.25, 1.2 area, and also the RSI is coming up to this 50 level. So definitely something is cooking. And if it get over this 106, 107, look for the possibility to come up to this 160, 150 area for MicroStrategy. Now, if you're into trading ETF, you might take a look at this one, the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. You see that it's sitting right here at the point of control. And right now, basically looking to see would it be able to pop up above this 49.50 area here. And if it could pop up above that, I think the next level we could see try to hit is somewhere around this 57.58. So, and right now it seems to be just broke to this resistance and support area down here at the 47.48 area. So that would be something to keep an eye on. And notice the relative volume is also quite interesting, a little bit high as well in the recent sessions. And the RSI also crossed above the 50 level. I did not know Fidelity actually have a Bitcoin ETF or Bitcoin fund. So that tells you how much I really follow the crypto. But looking at this chart here, it's kind of interesting, right? First, it's the relative volume is also pretty high recently. And the RSI is also getting above this 50 level. And here is the price action. So we're basically looking at this 56, 55, or 57 area. If you could break above this, then I think there's a possibility of targeting this 72 up here on this Fidelity Bitcoin fund. Now this ETF, I'm familiar with the IPIT. So you see right now sitting at this point of control, just came up from this level here, somewhere around 34, 35 area. And we're basically looking for the possibility of coming up to this 42, 43 area here. Okay, that would be the first upside target to kind of keep an eye on. And if you could break above that, then look for the possibility to come up to this 46, 47. Right? Look at the relative volume. It's also pretty high. I mean, it's above 1 in the recent days. Or so, and also the RSI is up at the 50 level. Okay, here's the Ethereum ETF, and you can see that this one is also just kind of hovering around the support level. It used to be resistant to support here. So look for this thing to try to make its way up to possibly to this 18 level here. And it is sitting right near the 15.5 or so right now. So kind of keep an eye on that. the relative volume is also look pretty good, and the RSI is about 50. Okay, that's about it for these crypto. I hope you find it interesting. And the theme is it seems to be coming off the base, and the relative volume is getting a little bit heavier, a little bit high now, and also the RSI is about to 50. So someone is buying, so something is cooking here. Just keep an eye on it. If you have any comment or question, post them in the comment section, and I will try to answer them. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your trading.